Hey everybody, good evening, good morning, good afternoon. I have no idea what time you are actually tuning into this, but this is happening late, live, because that's just the way it's going tonight. Hi, how are you? And if it's your first time tuning in with me, welcome. I am Deborah Kagan, and I talk about helping you rock your mojo. So welcome to my late night peeps. It's so nice to see you here live. It's always great when you tune in. And welcome to those of you who are catching the replay. I actually have been thinking about this, and I've been thinking about you all day long, and wanting to share this topic with you because it's something that has been really important to integrate in my own life, and it's something that I think is really useful for everybody to understand and to begin to adopt. And I'm bringing this up because I experienced some of it myself, and I know some other people in my life have experienced it over the last couple days. And that is because I just hosted the last Rock Your Mojo Women's Weekend this past weekend, which was fan-freaking-tastic. And the next one is happening in October here in LA. And we have the early bird tickets available right now. So you can go ahead and grab some at rockyourmojowomensweekend.com. Just as for those of you who are like, I got to get to the next one. So this, today's topic is really also inspired by what can happen after you attend a fantastic event, what can happen after you make sort of a big empowering decision in your life, what can happen after you have, it could happen after you've had a really fantastic celebration. It can happen after a wedding, a birthday, a vacation. This can happen and does happen to all of us. And Lola just walked in. Hi, Lola. So what I'm talking about is actually a universal law. It has to do with the law of polarity. It is happening every moment of every day, and it happens in all of our lives. Many of us are not conscious of it. And I want to bring this up today because I think it's really important to bring this to your consciousness. So as I said in the description of this video, that you don't make yourself fucking crazy, okay? Because there's enough shit to make ourselves crazy with in the world. And what I'm talking about is this universal law of expansion and contraction. Expansion and contraction, right? Expansion, contraction, expansion, contraction. You can go wherever you want to go with that right now. However, it is happening. If you hear that noise, that's Lola drinking water because she just came in from running around the backyard, having her little night foray of expanding her own energy. But lols, Mama's doing a live right now. Okay, so it's happening in every moment of every day. And I think it's interesting because as of this live recording, and it's nighttime in Los Angeles. So at night, right, the actual earth outside, it starts to contract, right? The temperature goes down, the earth gets a little bit more tight, right? And things become more firm, right? And in the morning, when the sun starts to come up and the dew starts to percolate, right? So the earth starts to expand again, like literally. And this is happening every day, day in and day out. Now, you can just think about our lungs. When we breathe, expanding and contracting. Expand with an inhale, contract with an exhale, right? Expand, contract. Happening all day, every day. Expansion and contraction happens. What we don't really recognize is the level of expansion and contraction that occurs on a sort of psychodynamic level, on an emotional and psychological and neurobiological level. For instance, take, the event, the Rock Your Mojo Women's Weekend. You go to an expansive, phenomenal, sacred space, brilliant information, but really, you have this incredibly expansive experience. Think about a retreat you went to, any other workshop you might have gone to, where it was really impactful for you. So there was this expansion that occurred, probably in your mind, even in your energy levels, in your neurobiology, like your wiring started to widen and grow. And then you go back to your life. You go back to your regular day-to-day. All of a sudden, you're not in the exact same container. All of a sudden, you are confronted with some of your old thoughts, your old patterns. And now it's like there's this shrinking or contraction that is occurring. It's simply like the rubber band expands and boom, it wants to go back to its tighter, contracted space. Now that happens with us, again, because we have been developing patterns in ourselves for however freaking long you've been alive, however many decades that might be. And so when you do put yourself in a state of expansion, it's that expansion is happening. However, the old modality is wanting to shrink back into its comfort zone. Okay? And this is going to happen all the time. And this is why it's so important to be around great people, to have powerful communities, to be listening to empowering and uplifting videos, podcasts, radio, information. Get the empowering stuff in your ear holes, right? It's so important, especially if you're on a conscious path. And I believe any of you who are tuning in to watch me, you're on a conscious path. It's so important for you to recognize, hey, whenever I do have this bit of expansion, there is going to be some contraction. Not that it's a bad thing. It's the law of the universe. So you might have a little moment of feeling cranky. You might have little moments of fear and doubt and worry. Okay, fine. It's a byproduct of how much you just expanded. However, when you are aware that contraction is a natural part that coincides with expansion, then you won't make yourself fucking nuts. You'll just go, oh, this is that contraction moment. Now, here's the really cool thing about it. As you become more and more aware of this, as you become more nimble with the contraction times, those times become shorter and less upsetting, all right? Less upsetting. And you stay in your power for longer periods of time. Even amidst a contraction, you don't have to lose your mojo. You don't have to lose your power during a contracted moment. But instead of having that contracted moment be days or even weeks, it literally can become a couple hours, maybe on down to an hour, and then maybe sometimes it's going to be down to a couple of minutes, right? The main thing to get out of this is continue to grow yourself and recognize and just know that when you expand, there's going to be a moment of contraction. And it's all part of the process. The universe is doing it every day. Our lungs are doing it every day. And it is something that we experience as well on a regular basis. All right? But when we don't know these things on a conscious level, when we don't have an awareness about it, it's very easy to let the contraction become your truth. And when you let the contraction become your truth, then it's that time where it's like you start to play small and you start to buy into the fear, the doubt, and the worry instead of the truth with a capital T, and whatever that truth might be for you at the moment. So I can go on and on about this topic. I get very excited about this topic, but that's it for right now. And so, oh, and here, just to end this, I want to show you, because expansion and contraction. I don't know what this has to do with expansion and contraction, but it's Wednesday, and I posted this on my Insta stories already. If you don't follow me on Instagram, my stories I put all sorts of fun, crazy, wacky stuff on the stories. So you might want to hop over to Instagram and follow me over there for the stories, really, because that's where I'm most active. But on the stories today, I did post, because it's Wednesday, it's hump day. I did magical boobs day. I've got my unicorns on the boobs, and I just thought, why not? Boobs are magical, so there you have it. And that's my unicorn sparkle magical breast tank top for absolutely no reason, about expansion and contraction. Although, ladies, sometimes they swell, sometimes they go down, they swell, they go down. So there's expansion and contraction there for you too. Anyway, it's late. I'm getting a little wackadoodle, so I'm going to sign off for now. But that was pretty funny, and I love you all. I will see you. I'll see you tomorrow for another Mojo moment. Be well, have fun, and really just recognize expansion and contraction. It's happening all the time. All right. If you found this useful and you think that somebody else actually would benefit from hearing this, tag them below, share it out, spread the love, and I'm glad you are part of this Mojo tribe. All right. Good night, everybody. Lots of love. Bye.